Welcome, punters, to this week's edition of the Thomas Tippers Show. This week we go to Kembla Grange for their standalone meeting. Finally got a good track where the track is rated a good 4. Welcome, Dan. Not much to crow about last week. No winners, but a lot of placings.
Yeah, mate, we didn't get, unfortunately, no winners for the day, but we got eight placings, which I thought was, if you're a place bet punter, it'd be all right.
And a couple of scratchings.
Yeah, a few scratchings.
So not bad. 10 out of, well, if you include the scratchings, 10 out of 16, so
not bad for tipping on a Wednesday either, so.
Yeah, that's right, Yep, so we're doing this show on a Thursday afternoon. I noticed there's been a bit of money for a few horses already later on in the day. We'll start off where we touched on last week, not much happening there. Eye catchers last week, yourself was?
Gravina in the big one last week. I thought it was very unlucky. It was just in and out all the time, and by the time he finally got out, the race was already over and only got beat a short way, but it was well and truly gone by the time it got out.
You actually did mention that last week. Mine's actually in the same race. I thought In the Congo was a super run. He done it tough up on speed, and only just got run down by the winner. He's certainly a very, very good horse around that 13 or 1400 metre mark in the Congo. So he's my eye catcher. They'll probably put him away now. However, he's had 3 or 4 runs in, so I'd be surprised if he has another run. But certainly something to follow in the autumn coming up. All right, we shall start our show today with race 1. It's a TAB Highway Class 3 race. Gets away at 12:20. Well, it's a bit of a dartboard here, but I actually went for the form horse in Lady Car. 2 starts, 2 win from the Emma and Lucy Longmire stable. 2 starts at Goulburn, won both very impressively, around the $4.60 mark. Drawn well in barrier 2. Don't know much about the others, but I thought it was worth a throw at the stumps. It won't be a bet for me, but race 1, number 6, Lady Car.
Yeah, I've got number 8, mate. Dan's a deal. Just beaten last start in this grade. And it didn't cop any weight penalty. I thought it might have got up a couple of kilos. Gets in with 54. I really can't believe the price at $17 at the moment. I know it's got the blows from 13.
Is that because it starts off with Dan, like your name?
No,
okay. I just thought it might have been.
Nah. But yeah, I just think it's well overs at the moment. I don't think I beat. I think it was point. Wasn't a long way. I don't think in the same race. It only got about 1.3. So I just think with the same weight, it started $17 that day and it should go a lot closer this week.
All right. No worries. These Class 3 highways are very hard. They're a bit of a lottery, but anyway, we'll run through them pretty quick. Race 2 is the Count de Rupee Midway over a benchmark 72 race. Unfortunately, we've got a horse in this stable with the Robert and Luke Price Yard, and they lost Count de Rupee there a couple of months ago. Very, very talented horse, and I'm not sure. I think it might have had was it a heart attack or something like that on the track? I can't quite remember that long ago, but I know they were very upset, the stable, when they lost it, because it was one of their favourites and looked like being a very promising horse. I went for I'm really hoping they can win this, named after Count de Rupee. I tossed up between the top weight and Mr. Rocket from the Robert and Luke Price Yard. Look, he's drawn barrier 4, he's going to be ridden by Brock Ryan, who was their apprentice. He's now out of his time, still punching home a heap of winners. Very good run last start when he ran a very good second. Gets in with 52 kilos. Local track, $9. I actually tried to buy into this horse, or we tried to buy into this horse, but there was no shares left. That was when we first bought into another one. He was our first preference. We ended up with another little horse that's going okay. But for me, race 2, number 14, Mr. Rocket.
Yeah, I've got number 4 here, Danish Prince. I think it's about the $7 mark, I think, at the moment. $6.50 as we speak now. I just reckon he's ready to win this fella. He's good effort last start, the same company. I mean, it's a handy price at $7. I won't be having a bet in the race, but I reckon I'll look the winner at some point in the race.
Okay. Race 3 is the Elite Sand and Soil Benchmark 78 race over 2,000 metres. This is very, very open, this race. $6.50 the favourite, Colour Sergeant from the Matthew Smith Yard, which we also have a horse in. I can't have him at that price. His form's not that good. $6.50. Well, I don't went out for actually Greek Hero here. He's drawn a little bit wide in barrier 12. Look, his form's not too bad. He ran fourth last start over the 1800 in a benchmark 78. He only got beaten 1.7 lengths. Won't be having a bet, but each way $16. He's quite appealing. Race 3, number 1, Greek Hero.
I've actually gone 2 in this race. I've got one. I've got race 3, number 8, the Guru. I've been following this bloke for a little while now, and he finally got back to the winner stall last
So you
start.
picked Dan a couple of starts ago. Now you make Guru in your old hometown. Now you're going for the Guru.
Yeah, that's right.
So we're going to pick names.
Well, I just think it's back in winning form. I just can't see why it can't get beat. It's in pretty light.
Trained on the track.
Trained on the track too. I've also got a close watch on the 13 Nautical Mix. It was very, very impressive last start when it won at 850. Alicia Collar gets 52 kilos. Gets in really, really light.
Yep.
So, but the top tip for me, I reckon, is the Guru, number 8.
Okay. Race 4 is a 1,000-metre scamper in a benchmark 78 race. Once again, a fairly open market. I actually went for one out of the Matthew Smith yard again here in a horse called Way to the Stars. Number 14, he's drawn the fence in barrier 1. Look, he puts himself on the speed, this horse. Proved very, very hard to run down with a very good front-running jockey aboard, Timmy Clark. I know the stable have got a decent opinion of this horse, Way to the Stars, so here's my go. Race 4, number 14, Way to the Stars.
Just because we got horses with them doesn't mean you have to tip them every race.
Four
races and you tip 3 of them.
I only go for the winners, mate.
You're unbelievable.
What I think can win.
Oh, I've got number 5 here in Spellcatcher. Last start before a spell reads really good for me. Only beaten point lengths behind Overpass, which I thought's a pretty handy race in open company last start. So only got beat. It was only a short way, I think.
Come on, man, I can't do everything for you.
Where is it? Flemington.
Where are you looking down here? Over 1,200?
I think I beat 0.8 behind Overpass.
At
So
$26.
at $26. So he carried 57 kilos, gets in good with the weights again. If you look the start before that, I think it was... No, sorry, wrong race. Don't worry about that.
All right, so you're on that one.
Yeah, on that one, Spellcatcher. Number 5 for me.
550, okay, righto. Race 5 is the PFD Food Services. PFD Food, I love food.
No doubt.
Benchmark 78 over the 1,200 metres. I thought the top weight, despite 61.5, it's drawn a little awkward in barrier 12. It'll claim 1.5, so it'll carry 60. Queen Bellissimo here. Second up goes okay. 3 starts for a win, the placing. Good at the distance. 5 starts, 2 wins, 2 placings. Enjoys the track. Hasn't been out of a place. $8.50. That's my first bet for the day. Race 5, number 1, Queen Bellissimo.
Yeah, I've gone for a horse called Vianello at $5.50 myself. I'll tell you, its second start for over 12 months. I just thought its last run was really, really good coming back. I think it had an injury or some sort of something going on there, but I've gone that. Just think it's going to be a lot fitter. Does get in good with the weights. It got beat by a smart one from the Smith yard. I think it was last start. Like I said, it should be fitter. There'll be some training effort from the Blue Army if they can get this one home, but...
Got beat by Way to the Stars last start.
There you go. So that's first start for 12 months. So it's second start now over, I think it's 1,100, did you say? 1,200. So I just think it's going to be better and an improver in the race.
Okay. I'm just very wary of horses that are having their second start after a very long break. They seem to run well first up, and then usually they're a little bit flat second up. But $5.50, the money is not right because it's out from $4.50 to $5.50 as we speak. So a lot of people might be thinking that way, but it's still well in the market at $5.50. Race 6 is the Traffic Logistics Benchmark 78 race over 1,200 metres. I went for number 5 here. Vernell, I think they pronounce it. Timmy Clark, Gay Waterhouse. It'll be race fit, straight to the front. Drew barrier 1. Once again, Timmy Clark, a very good front running jockey, $9.50. Hasn't had a start at the track. However, its last start was at Hawkesbury on the heavy, which it didn't. Its last 3 runs have been on heavy tracks, actually. So, first up, it has won first up, but barrier 1, straight to the front. Race 6, number 5 for me.
Yeah, I've gone race 6, number 14 in Able Willie at $4.20. 2 and 3 starts ago, it was only beaten 3 and a bit lengths behind a couple of handy ones in Overpass and Marzu.
Pretty good form.
If they were in them race, they'd be Winks odds for sure. But I just think it's had 2 goes in the good for a win and a second. 3 starts over the distance for 2/3. I just think it's got to be a really good chance if the form lines line up.
Yeah, just looking at the form here, soft track, maybe it might need. Got by 3.5 lengths by Overpass, but started in the market before that. 1100 metres, got beaten 3.5 lengths behind Marzu and Zapateo. That's really good form at Rose Hill.
Started $2.80 that start.
$2.80. Sky Command, Able Willie started 3.20. So look, it's been in the market every run. First up from a spell, 2 starts for a win in the second. Yeah, fair enough, 56.5. Brendan Abdullah to ride. Good spotting. Race 7 is the 1,000 metre The Warra. Whatever that means. Short for Illawarra, see? Get it? Kembla Grange. Lucky I was switched on.
Yeah.
Race 7. I went for number 10 here, Dragonstone. Gets a big weight relief from last start. Meets the top weight better at the weights. Malkovich will start favourite or go like last week's pay, straight to the front, go like a scalded cat. I think Dragonstone at the weights, just with 53.5 with Tom Sherry on board, $5.50. Barrier 9, I think he's my second bet for the day. Race 7, number 10, Dragonstone.
Yeah, I'm on the top weight, mate. I think we were talking before we went on air. I just think this thing just wins. There's not much else that's going as super as anything at the moment. It's had 3 starts back from a spell. I think I beaten a little bit last start. Just missed last start at odds. And the punters have found him this time. He's absolutely getting hammered into 380. So I just think that he gets 2 kilos from his last start. He carried 61 last start at Flemington and just had too much weight, I thought. So I just think that this thing will go straight to the front and catch me if you can.
Okay, fair enough. He has been going around in good races 2 starts ago. Admittedly, got beaten a fair way, but it was against Coolangatta and Bella Nipotina. I mean, if they were in this, they'd be $1.30 in this race. Race 8, we move on to the main race of the day, the famous mile start. I love betting in mile races, Doncasters, Epsoms, and so on. It's the gong. That's the other part for Wollongong, but anyway, that's okay. You'll get that as you get older. I put this bloke down about, probably 3 or 4 weeks ago now as a black booker. He started over 1,300 metres, I think it was. He got back in a decent race. Actually, it was 1,200 metres. Hit the line really hard in open company. Got beaten 1.5 lengths behind Rocketing by and in the Congo. He started 50 to 1 that day. I said, put him in your black book. The next start, they had him to 1,300 metres. Once again, got beaten by Private Eye and Marzu. Very high quality horses. This is him for me. We've been waiting to get to the mile, where he's had 9 starts for 2 wins and 3 placings. Chips in for me here. Number 13, Brutality. He's the best for me. In the gong, race 8, number 13, Brutality, all in.
Yeah, I'm with you, mate. I like it. I really do like it. We've been just waiting to get up over a trip. 1,300, 1,200. It's just too short for it. And the way it's been hitting the line, I just think it's going to be really good over the 1,600. So,
yep.
Like we said, just waiting for the trip. Gets in super light too, which is always a good plus. Regan Bayless is riding as good as any. I mean, it's just been super this time in. I think it's on with you. All chips in.
Yep, I think so. The only thing that does worry me a little bit, even though I've said chips in, is the fact that there's no give in the track. The track is a good track at the moment. He's had 12 starts for only 3 placings. He's yet to win on a good track. But I think this preparation is going better than he has in the last few. And I'd be prepared to have a decent throw here at $7. He's been $7, $6.50, $6.50. He's been hunting around that $7 mark. I know with another bookmaking, he's around $9, so he's actually been back from 9s to 7s. But yeah, he's the best for me. Race 9, the second last of the day, is a benchmark 88 race. Nugget's pretty short here. Shortest price favourite of the day from the Mar and Eustace yard in $2.50. Went for Honey Creeper. Drawn wide. Timmy Clark to ride from the Blue Army, the Godolphin yard. A couple of starts ago, he just failed to run down, where was he? 2nd of 14 at Randwick over the mile behind Hope in Your Hand.
Hope in Your Heart.
I can't read properly. Hope in your heart. That's pretty close. Anyway, so he's for me, Honey Creeper. 50. He's got 59, but $8.50 and $2.70. Won't be having a bet, but he's my pick. Race 9, number 7, Honey Creeper.
I've gone race 9, number 4. I've gone the Nugget. I just think, well, when I was doing my form earlier this afternoon, it was $3.50, and that's been squashed, and it's now $2.50. So yeah. I just think it's just beaten in its Oz debut last start, although only beaten a length, gave away 4.5 kilos to the eventual winner. It's got a terrific record over the 1600. Form lines are good overseas. I've done a bit of diving into that this afternoon. I had a bit of spare time. And we'll just have to see now if the first Oz run was a fluke or not. It's obviously running pretty good overseas. I just think at Mar and Eustace yard, they're going super at the moment, so I just think that he's a really good chance.
420 to 250.
Big money.
Well, he's the money horse, but yeah, too short for me. But as I said, I won't be having a bet in the race. The lucky last. Open field this, $7 the field, or $7 the favourite here. Benchmark 78 over the 1400 metres. Equal favourites, Irish Legend, Tamerlane, and that is it. At $7. I tipped this bloke last start and he was scratched. I'm prepared to give him another chance in a place bet in the last number 3, Mar and Par. It's got 60 kilos. However, last start he didn't get beaten far in a benchmark 84 race, back to a 78. Drawn a little awkward in 10, but $16 and $4.60 a place. He's a place bet for me, Mar and Par, number 3.
Yeah, I've got number 12 here with a bit of odds myself, actually. In number 12, Miss Madison at $17. I think she's just got a Saturday win in her somewhere, and I think this Saturday could be the day. It's got form around shorts.
Waterford.
3 starts back, just got beat. So Saturday form race for me, should go close. Goes good over the trip for three starts, 2 wins. Gets in really light. Rachel King on board. Like I said, would have to be a chance on the previous form. Just trying to find a bit of form line in that.
Yeah, fair enough. There's one other one in this race. I thought if it had drawn much closer than what it has, I'd nearly mark it a lay down moral. The top weight in Cavalier Charles. It's drawn 17. That's the only thing I don't like about it. But on class, he's every bit of good as these, and he could quite easily win this. $10, Cavalier Charles, Mar and Par, $16. And would you tip Miss Madison $15? You could have $5 on all of them, spend $15. If one of them win, you certainly triple your money at least.
I mean, they only got beat, speaking Cavalier Charles, I know it goes up a bit in weight, but they only got beat, I think it was 1.6 or something in the Kosciuszko.
Correct.
0.8. There you go, halved it.
Yeah.
So I just, the only thing that really, same with me.
That was a Kosciuszko there. Got beaten two and a bit behind front page and far too easy. I mean,
And it flew home too. Like, it was a really, really good run that day. The only thing is, like, I tossed between it too, between the top weight and Miss Madison. I just think 17's a long way out.
It is, but they can overdo it at Kembla Grange. My mate, the stable foreman for Matty Smith, he was an ex-jockey, and he said that's one place they can overdo it. And if they do, by going too quick, the back markers really come into it, especially over the 1400 metres. He's going to be out the back or well back Cavalier Charles. I don't think he'll push forward from 17. They'll jerk him straight out to the back or hopefully get 5 or 6 pairs back, pull him to the outside. And if the front ones are getting tired with 100 to go, he's going to be the one launching at them late.
Might be motoring over him too.
Yep.
It's just hard to, yeah.
All right, so best for this weekend. You can start us off.
My best for Kembla is race 7, number 1, Malkovich.
Yep.
And I've got a best bet for Cranbourne in the Cranbourne Cup. We tipped him last week, a tissue. Week before, sorry.
Yeah, geez, he won well too a couple of weeks ago. They didn't leave any money in the bookies' bags that day. I think they got him right into $2 something that day when he won.
And they found him again this week. He just scratched from Sydney this morning.
He's smart money, yep.
He's $4.50 into about $3 again in Melbourne. So
okay,
they found him again, but they're my 2 best for the weekend.
Okay, well, I've only got one all in. I've been waiting and waiting, spruiking him week after week. Brutality for me. So the only little negative is the dry track, but I personally think he's going better than he has last campaign. He won a good race last campaign. My little multi of the day will be Brutality each way. Or if you're a real game, you can have it the win. But I'll be going Brutality each way into Mar and Par to run a place. And that is, well, Brutality $7 and $4.60. So it's about a $28, nearly a $30 double. If you have him each way, hopefully Brutality gets the money and Mar and Par runs the place, and then you'll get plenty for your money. But chips in for me, Brutality, Mar and Par the place. Didn't really look over at Cranbourne, you say they were going?
Yeah,
in
Cranbourne.
The Cup. Look, whatever beats a tissue on his Sydney form will most likely win. We're going to have a little spell after this show, folks. We'll be back probably after Christmas, around the February mark. We'll do the Autumn Carnival in Sydney. I really hope you've enjoyed the show. It's our first time we've had a crack at doing something like this. Just, Dad and his son having a bit of fun. We don't pretend to be serious punters. Big shout out to our 2 little sponsors in the Matthew Smith Yard from Sydney. He's going Super Matty and Robert and Luke Price at Kembla. This is their home track. I really hope, boys, you can win the race named after your really good horse. I hope you can win it. Thanks for subscribing to us. We've got nearly 100 followers. Had a ball doing it. We'll try and give it a hat, and we'll have t-shirts and a bit more merchandise by the time we come back in February. But thank you. Hope you enjoyed the show as much as we did doing it, and have a good Christmas, and we shall see you early in the new year.
Thanks, guys.